Why are September, October, November, and December in the wrong place? Last night, I was thinking about how weird our calendar is. Why do we have months of different lengths? Some with 30 days, some with 31, poor February with just 28. And then I remembered something that always bugged me. September, October, November, and December. Their names literally mean 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. But on the calendar, they're the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th month. What happened there? That one question turned into a deep dive into the history of the Gregorian calendar, and it's honestly way more fascinating than I expected. So, here is the story. The calendar we use today is a descendant of the one used by the ancient Romans. Their original calendar had just 10 months, starting in March and ending in December. That's why the names made sense. September was the 7th month, October was the 8th month, November the 9th, and December the 10th. The calendar ended there, literally. The winter months weren't assigned names or numbers. They were just sort of a dead zone until the new year rolled back around. Then came Numa Pompilius, the second king of Rome, something around 700 BCE. He decided that a calendar with 10 months and a long, vague winter gap wasn't very practical. So he added 2 more months, January and February. January was added to the front of the year, making it the first month, and February came right after. But here's the thing, they kept all the original month names. They didn't rename them to match their new positions. So September, which had originally been the 7th month, got bumped down to the 9th and so on. That's why the numbers in their names don't match their place on the calendar anymore. Fast forward a few centuries and along comes Julius Caesar. By then, the Roman calendar had drifted badly out of sync with the seasons. Caesar introduced a massive reform in 46 BCE, the Julian calendar. He fixed the year at 365 days and added a leap day every 4 years. That gave us the month length that we mostly still use today. He also renamed Quintilis, the 5th month, to July after himself. Later, Augustus Caesar did the same with Sextilis, renaming it August. But once again, no one touched September through December. Their names stayed, even though they were now even more out of sync with their original meaning. Then, much later, in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, the one we use now. The main goal was to fix the small errors in the Julian calendar that had caused the equinoxes to drift again over time. But he didn't touch the month names or the order. The calendar was tweaked, not overhauled. And so, the mismatch between month names and month numbers stay locked in place. That's why we now have this weird situation where October, which means 8, is the 10th month, and December, which means 10, is the 12th. It's not a mistake. It's just the fossilized remains of a calendar system that started over 2000 years ago and kept getting patched rather than rebuilt. And while we're at it, the month lengths being all over the place, that's a leftover too. The Romans tried to make the months match the lunar cycle, then changed their minds and focused on the solar year, then adjusted for politics, then added leap years, and it was always about compromise between nature, power, and tradition. So, the next time you're writing a date and wondering why October is in the 8th month, just remember, it once was, and the only reason it isn't anymore is because 2 ancient kings and a couple of Roman emperors rearranged the calendar without changing the names. The calendar we live by today is basically a museum exhibit, and we're still using it to run the modern world. Got a weird midnight question keeping you up? Drop it in the comments and maybe it will be featured in a future episode. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep wondering. I am Mari and this is Midnight Question.